Regina Romero. I'm about to go inside Granada to talk to up-and-coming artist Lissie. All right, so I'm here with Lissie. You just got back from ACL. How was it? Was it your first time being there for the show, and what'd you think?
It was awesome. I had a great time. It was my first time at ACL, but not my first time in Austin. I'd been there several times and done South by Southwest, so sort of knew, I guess, what to expect, but it was beautiful. It was nice to be outdoors, beautiful weather, lots of good music, and we were pretty busy, so we were working most of the time. But the show seemed to go well, and yeah, it was good. A bit exhausting, but fun. Yeah.
So if you could just tell us a little bit more about yourself, who you are, what you want people to know about your music, and things like that.
Well, excuse me. I'm Lissie. I grew up in the Midwest. I moved to Los Angeles when I was 21 to pursue music because I had sang since I was a kid and wrote songs in high school, started writing songs in high school, like teaching myself guitar and putting sort of words to melody, and you know, just always really loved to sing and perform. So through the years, I just I'd play at coffee shops, bars, theaters, really wherever I could get a gig. And you know, through living in LA, I made enough connections that a couple years ago I signed a record deal in the UK at Columbia Records, and just put out an album in the last couple months called Catching a Tiger that I'm real proud of. And you know, so I'm just touring a lot to promote it and, you know, introduce myself to people. And my songs, you know, are written autobiographically. I write about what's going on in my life and what I'm feeling, and so I don't really know what genre to tell you what it is, but, you know, it's sort of rooted in kind of folk maybe, but each song on the album sort of has a different flavor, I think. But the cohesive element is just that I'm telling these stories. So.
What is your favorite song on the album?
Oh, my favorite, you know, I get asked that and I sort of always change my answer, but I really like In Sleep because it's really fun to play. Thank you. It's fun to play, it's fun to sing. I like guitar solo at the end. I like the groove to it. Whenever I play it, I get inspired, you know, so probably In Sleep.
Is it inspired by a particular event in your life, or is it one of the songs that you pen just out of inspiration?
You know, all my songs are about something I really felt, so I can't sit down and be like, oh, I'm gonna make up an idea, you know. It's pretty much, you know, so that song, I was going through a breakup, and it was just about, you know, waking up and remembering that I wasn't with that person anymore, and, you know, coping with that. So.
Very cool. So the first cover song I've heard of yours was Bad Romance, and that was definitely like, you know, an eye-catching performance that I saw online. But I've also heard you cover Pursuit of Happiness by Kid Cudi, and that's a completely different genre. So what music inspires you? What do you listen to these days?
You know, these days I don't listen to a ton of music. I went and saw Fish the other night at ACL, and I've always loved Fish, so right now I'm kind of remembering they're one of my favorite bands. And A.A. Bondi is really great. I listened to him this past week. I was home for a couple days, so I listened to a lot of A.A. Bondi. But, you know, I've really, my whole life, listened to so many different kinds of music, so when I pick a cover, if it's a song I like and resonates with me, and I like the theme, subject, and the lyrics and the melody, then I'm likely to try my hand at it, just kind of for fun. So yeah, but just in the last like 2 weeks, I'd say I'm listening to like Fish and A.A. Bondi.
What's been your most favorite part about touring now that you have the new album out and you're getting to promote it yourself?
You know, the shows themselves, I'd say. That 45 to an hour and 15 minutes that we're on stage is what it's all about. So yeah, just the performance and connecting with the audience, you know, and it's also nice when I get to see friends and family in towns that I normally wouldn't make it to. So yeah, so that's good too, getting to catch up with people on the road. But
how many times have you been to Texas?
Oh, I don't know exactly the number, but you know, I've probably been to Austin like 5 or 6 times. I hadn't really been anywhere else in Texas until I was in Houston last night. I was in Beaumont once because our car broke down there. And I actually have a scar on my head from it. But I didn't really see much of Beaumont. we got towed to
There's not a lot of Beaumont.
Oh, okay. That's where Janis Joplin's from. So, no, I haven't really seen a lot of Texas. I mean, I've driven through through at times and not really stopped and seen anything, but I love Austin, so. And that Fredericksburg, that town outside of it, that's real cute.
You guys to hang out, or just has been like, you know, different city day after day?
You know, different city day after day, and even, you know, if we do have time to hang out, I might take a nap, which doesn't sound very exciting, but, you know, we've been on tour for like a year, mostly overseas, and, you know, it's just kind of relentless, and it's great, but, you know, for a voice, you need a lot of rest, and I think one of the other things, there's so much air conditioning in Texas that it's sort of messing with my, you guys love your air conditioning. I guess because it's hot, but it's like overcompensating a little too much. It's like 30 degrees inside and like, you know. No, I think that sort of messes with my throat, so I always have to be conscious of if I have downtime, of like using it to like revitalize my vitals. Yeah, and just, you know, resting when I can. But I hang out a bit, you know. I'll have a couple drinks after, maybe a beer or two before and after the show, and say hi to people. But then usually it's off to bed and then sleep in if I can.
Sleeping on the bus.
Sleeping on the bus, which is also air conditioned. I'm having some troubles with this whole thing.
Maybe you just need to be outside for a little bit.
I woke up and I opened up the window, and it only opened that much, and I was like, you know. Because fresh air is important to me.
Yeah.
So.
Well, this part of the year is actually good. In the summer, it can get pretty brutal. And then...
Oh, I think the weather outside's beautiful. I don't even think it's too hot. No, I like the weather, and I'm not. When it comes to the bus, I'm not even talking about where I'm at. It's just learning to be in controlled environments, like closed-in, air-controlled environments is not ideal for me. So I'm trying to adjust to all that. In that, so totally, I'm traveling so much, it's like I have to just go with it. But
we should take tonight's show at the Granada outside then.
Yeah, let's take it to the streets.
Well, I do have one more question. So for first-time listeners, what is the one thing you want them to know about you, and one thing you want them to know about your music?
I mean, knowing about me and my music just sort of hand in hand, like what I'm doing is not really, I don't think, like a trend or like cool hip thing. I just think you know, I've always been passionate about expressing myself with music. I've always loved to sing, you know, and I love to meet people, and I love to, you know, have these sorts of experiences that just, life is full of serendipity and coincidences and love and loss, and, you know, I just think what I'm trying to do is coming directly from my heart, and hopefully from a good place, and I think people can relate to a lot of the things I have experienced, because it's all sort of universal themes. So, you know, just that I mean well, and I feel passionate about what I'm doing, and I hope people can get hip to it if they like it, to support it, because we need it and we appreciate it. So, yeah.
Well, I look forward to your show tonight. I'll be there.